Hello and welcome back to the channel. I wasn't sure that I wanted to make this video because I've already done like an intro type video on my channel, so I didn't know how relevant this would be, but I actually didn't talk that much about writing on my intro. If you watch it, I do and I don't, and I kind of want a video that's very much so about me as a writer because I feel like that's a big part of why I'm posting on YouTube, to be able to show you guys writing and stuff. Obviously it hasn't been, so I also think it's okay that I'm still doing this because I haven't really gotten into a lot of my writing. And you know, like I've started posting, I did some Meet the Writer stuff on Instagram. I think I just talked about that on my last post, and it actually feels really good as a person to be able to be like, yes, I am a writer, this is me as a writer, and to put that like out there on the internet and on my platform actually felt really good. So I want to do a YouTube video, especially because I want to be able to write on YouTube and for that to be my like focus of my videos. Even though it hasn't been lately, that is what I want it to be. I also think YouTube is a really big part of like who I am. I like posting on YouTube, I like vlogging, so I thought it would be good to be able to post here. And also have Instagram. Instagram is like, it's great for like in the moment posts. So I'm in the middle of doing, as I'm filming this, I'm in the middle of doing my Meet the Writer stuff. I'm trying to like gradually stretch it out because I'm posting it on my stories. So it's like you could have 10 stories today, or I could stretch them out along the course of a week, which is kind of what we're doing. So yeah, this is gonna be my official Meet the Writer video on YouTube. Get to know me. Obviously I've done my like intro, so it won't really be a get to know me. I'll probably go over a couple of quick things, but for the most part it is going to be purely writing focused, which I am super excited about.
Kyla likes this reading.
I like
I can't get you out of my mind. It's like I feel it for the first time. Been thinking about you all night. I've been searching for this all my life. You're just my type. I've been looking for a boy who can treat me right. Your dark hair with those eyes so bright. They look into my soul and it sparks my life. Can I take you there? Can I take you there?
Okay, so before I start, we are filming in front of my bookshelf. I don't know if I've ever like shown it on the vlog. I mean, you've probably seen it, but I thought it would be really fitting to, you know, all of my books and stuff. There's more up there. Like, I swear I have more books. You just can't see them. I thought it would be fitting, given we're doing a Meet the Writer kind of vlog, video? I don't know. I thought it would be really fitting to sit in front of my bookshelf. I love my bookshelf too. It makes me feel very like warm and happy inside. Also, given like I didn't feel comfortable because I'm sitting on the floor now. It feels more comfortable and more me, if that makes sense, than my my intro vlog. But yeah, and my hair's a bit of a mess, but that is just me. You guys have seen worse of my vlogs. So we're just gonna go over, I don't know, we're gonna use, yeah. I've got my Chromebook here because I can't remember what I'm gonna say. I need a guideline, so again, I'm gonna make it very writing based because you guys have met me as an author already. No, me as a person already. So I feel like it's kind of irrelevant for me to be like, hey, come meet me as a person, and it's like, you guys have already met me. So I don't know. There's not much. Obviously, like, if you want to see all this, go over to my Instagram. It'll be in my description. I'll also put it on the screen up here right now. Go and view that, and you can get to know me a little bit over there. I'll have it under MTW, Meet the Writer. On my stories, I have it saved as a highlight. I also have a post, but like I wanted a post, but I also wanted it on my stories so that it would be easy for anybody who is new on my page to be able to go and find that. So let's just talk. Okay, should we talk about the first thing to talk? What I love and what I hate about writing. I feel like this is gonna go very into writing because it's like you guys have already met me as a person. So what I love and hate about writing. I absolutely love, for me personally, I love my villains. not my villains, but like my sarcastic side character kind of moments. I love writing those. I really love the like kind of like ruthless vibes. So like that is very exciting. Those are my favorite people to write. Also, I love writing mental breakdowns. I swear I am mentally stable. I have told a couple people, I've been like, yeah, writing a trauma scene right now, or I really like writing mental breakdowns, and they're like, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, I'm just fine. We're doing just fine. I don't know, I think they're very like personal, and like it gives you kind of a sense of like I really feel like my characters in those moments, and there's a lot of like emotion behind them, so I feel very tied to my characters, and that feeling is like very just very there. I don't know if that makes sense, but like I really get to know my characters in those moments, which is really exciting. There's also something else that I really like. Background stories. Also, I kind of really like background stories and little background bits and bobs, because I feel like it's fun to kind of get to know about the character, something they did in the past, or something about their family and their family values. I think those are little things that are important to add. It kind of breaks up the storyline, as well as it teaches you a little bit about the characters, especially when they're not your main character. It can be really hard to kind of gauge who they are. I have a lot of characters. It's probably not going to stay that way. I'm probably going to cut several of them out, but it's a little windy outside. I'm probably going to cut quite a few of them, but right now I have a lot of characters, so I feel like, you know, these little background stories really are a really easy way to get to know who your character is right off the bat. So those are a couple things that I like. One thing I hate about writing, I really don't like, and it's really a personal thing. Like, it's really just the one thing that I really, really hate, and I don't have to think about whether I do or don't like it, or I hate it. I absolutely hate editing my book. I hate it with so much of a passion. I don't know what it is. It might be the fact that a lot of the time when I write, I don't know if this will make sense, but I will write several different lines and I won't tag who's saying them. So I don't even put the letter of who's saying it beside it. It's literally just dialogue, 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 which is great, except when I go back to edit it now, not only do I have to figure out how they're saying it, what they're doing in between those lines, I also have to figure out who's saying it. Little interruption, it's okay. What was I talking about? Like dialogue. Yeah, I don't like having to go back and like figure out exactly what I was trying to do. Also, I'm really bad at like, I'll miss a quotation, or this needs a comma. Like, thank God I have a writing partner who can go and like be like, you're missing this and you're missing this, and this is supposed to be capitalized, and it's like, oh my goodness. And right, like, this is a first draft right now. The goal for the first draft is to just get ideas. And people are like, don't edit, will you go back? Well, I'm literally just editing like regular like little punctuation things, and this sweater is like, it's really annoying right now. Like, this is like, it's not sitting right. Anyways, the first draft for me is get your ideas down, but make them legible so that when you go back and do your second draft, you actually know what you were trying to say. And it's full sentences and stuff like that. So it's basically just, does this flow kind of work? And that's it. You guys should see. So I do a writer's club at school, and I go with my writing partner, and, you know, we just hang out and we write. And so my English teacher happens to run said writing program, and I had my second draft list. Anytime I think of something that I'm like, this should be fixed in the second draft, I just write it down in a different list and I forget about it. Because again, not the problem right now, not the vibe, not what we're going for. So I will write it down and put it on a different list. So I had it open one day, and she walked behind me and she was like, is this for your current project? But then ended up walking away because somebody else came in the room and she had to go talk to them. And so I was like, I know, it's a lot. It's a long page, okay? It's a lot. I'll give you that much. It do be a lot. Yeah, I think there's a lot of people who don't know that I write. I am just now while I'm posting, this is like part of the reason why I'm posting a Meet the Writer thing, because I've kind of finally accepted that I am a writer, and this is what I do, and this is what I like to talk about. Like, I see the timer on the top of my video, it's been 10 minutes, and it doesn't feel like 10 minutes to me, you know, that I'm sitting here and I'm filming this video. It doesn't feel like 10 minutes to me. Why does my shirt look like that? I don't understand what it's doing. It doesn't feel like I've been sitting here for 10 minutes, you know? Like, writing is just such a big part of me, but I finally felt okay with being like, let's do a Meet the Writer. Let me post things on my story and what I'm writing. Get out of your comfort zone. Like, I've really just finally hit that point where people will ask me, hey, what are you doing right now? I'm writing. What are you writing about? Oh, this, and this. Like, that's what I'm doing right now, and it feels good. Like, it feels really good to be like, I am a writer, and I have a book, and I'm going to publish it. Like, that is such a good feeling to me. It's such a, like, relief, if that makes sense. Like, I just genuinely enjoy being able to do that, so I want to do a Meet the Writer things and post about writing, because this is me, and I want that people to be able to see this side of me and what I'm doing. So, that being said, we're going to move on to my genres. The way I posted this, I'm talking about this the same way I posted it on Instagram, and I don't really know why I did this. It is partially because of scheduling and what I was doing that day, so we're going to move on to my genres. So, my big genre for my book, I would say it is very thriller-based. It's so weird because when people look at me, they're like, you're a romance writer, and I'm like, well, I guess. Like, I do write romance, but it's like, that's not my book genre. That's not my book. You know what I mean? Like, that's not what it is, right? So, you know, it's a little, I don't know. My book is, I call it thriller mystery. It is, I'll explain it in a minute, but those are the two genres of my book, and I'll come back to that. It's super weird because I don't seem like the type of person to like mystery. Mystery for me has to be put in with something else. Good Girl's Guide to Murder, love that right now. What else was the mystery one that I really liked? I don't remember. I love a good mystery. I've also, on Netflix and stuff, 13 Reasons Why, Pretty Little Liars, love those shows. Absolutely love them. Police shows, I love them. Not a true crime fan, but I do love a good mystery. And thriller, I love it, but I don't seem like the type of person to be able to just be able to write that and stuff. I do need subgenres, you know, so one of my subgenres is romance. I love romance, but romance is so hard to write. Like, it's not good. So anyways, thriller, romance, mystery, I think those are my big three. I would love to write fantasy, but it seems like a lot of work. I'm gonna be honest with you. It just seems like that is, like, extensive, gonna take a lot. I also do like poetry, although poetry is a big form of self-expression for me, so the chances of me sharing it here on TikTok are probably kind of slim, just because I've written, you know, I started poetry when I was at a really stressful point in my life where I needed to talk, but, like, I didn't want to talk about it. Poetry is really easy for me because it's technically not me talking. I can say I, but, like, it's not actually me. And poetry is like storytelling, but there's no storyline. Like, it's kind of like you're reading someone's diary. That's how I see poetry. But I really do like it, but it's definitely self-expression. And I never do the same poem twice. Fun fact. I don't always rhyme. I don't always do stanzas. I try to never ever do the same thing twice. It also helps take my mind off things in the moment. So when I'm really confused, poetry just helps. It just helps me make sense of things. So you probably won't see much of it, but I love a good poem. Let's talk about my goals. So one of my big things, my big goal is to be finished writing my first draft in September of 2023. However, my synopsis, it is April, early April right now as I'm filming this. I am in June on my synopsis. So, I don't think it'll take that long. That is the goal. But I'm kind of hoping I'll be finished it by the end of my school year, so in June, instead, so that I can edit over the summer, and then I can start, publishing and stuff, and talking about that kind of stuff with publishers. I have no idea what publishing route I want to go through. I don't know if I want to self-publish, traditional, it is a lot to look at. My writing partner and I have been looking at it. It's a lot. It's so stressful, we don't even know where to start. So there's that. I will be getting into that eventually, but, probably within the next couple of months I'll be getting into it, but it's heavy right now. My big goal, I don't know. I would just say, if you really want to follow along with my goals and stuff, you can see my synopsis is on my update journal, which is in my link tree, which is in my description. Whoa, keep following along. I know it's a little complicated. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, so I will put my daily goals in, and you can see kind of what I've been doing throughout the day, in different months. I think it goes all the way back to October. And again, it's April, so you can see everything that I've done over that time. You can see, as far as my writing, you can see my synopsis, and then you can see my daily goals. And I should probably put a page in there for more long-term goals, but we'll see. We'll see how that goes. I think the last thing that I've already introduced to y'all here. Oh, okay. So, okay, let's see. What else do I have on here that I can talk about? My posting schedule. Let's quick touch on that real quick. So my Instagram story is after I've done meet the writer, meet the characters, meet my whip, all that stuff. Is going to mostly just be for updates throughout the day and little writing things about, how I'm doing. So you'll probably get this is the word count. Especially when we're starting publishing, I'll probably be on there a lot more, but we'll see how that goes. I post a lot about writing already, so that'll be mixed in with regular posts, as well as TikTok. I post a lot on TikTok. You get 3 posts a day, so you will see lots of that. If you want to go follow me over there. I don't know if I'm doing a Meet the Writer thing over there. I don't know how I would do it. I feel like I kind of have. So we'll see. Maybe I'll do Meet the Whip and stuff over there, but we'll kind of see. And then here on YouTube, we're kind of going to go into vlogs and all that kind of fun stuff. So let's do Meet My Whip now, which I'm super excited about. Oh, it's so exciting. So, as I mentioned, my whip is thriller and mystery. Oh, okay, I don't know if I'm going to say the name, but we are calling it Manipulation. Hold on. Okay, quick interruption that we had to take care of. My whip is called Manipulation, which I'm so excited to share with you guys. It is a thriller mystery book. So there's a lot of different stuff that happens throughout it that kind of makes it thriller. And there is a mystery. I have the whole second point of view. It's 2 points of view, yes. We're a little complicated like that. The second point of view is hidden. So you don't actually know who's telling that point of view. It's my, lost it. But the second point of view is completely anonymous, which is what makes it mystery. There's a lot of little thriller things, how is that happening? What is going on? Which makes sense. And then the second point of view ties into the first a lot. It's really cool. How do I explain it? The way I like to explain it is my book is, my main character's name is Delilah. I am going to share that. I feel like I'm really hesitant on what I feel like I should share. But my main character's name is Delilah, and I feel like that's something I should share. She has her life manipulated. I don't want to share how. I feel like that's a later thing, a little secret for y'all. She has her life manipulated by the second point of view. That's the whole kind of thing of it. And her life is basically just manipulated by her. Obviously, I'm not going to share the why. The why is the huge plot twist at the end of the book where it's whoa. So we're obviously not going to share that, but that's what the book is about. Delilah's life that is manipulated. Manipulation, that's what we're going with. Yeah, it's double point of view. What else can I share about it? It has a lot of mental health references. There's actually a lot that goes on. She talks about, like, there's some breakups, there's some, like, weird demon possession, they get, like, blackout drunk. It is extensive. Like, there's a lot that happens. But there's a lot of mental health references. There's separation anxiety, panic disorder, social anxiety. There's a lot of, like, trauma references in there with, like, I would say it's, like, family trauma that's in there. But it's very, like, these characters have a lot of internal struggles, which is something that I really wanted to include because I feel like nobody's perfect. And so when I was saying, like, there's mental breakdowns and stuff, Delilah has panic disorder, and she's got something else too. But she has panic disorder, so it makes the whole book that much harder to navigate because she just panics all the time, right? She really easily gets these panic attacks, and she has to, like, calm herself down. And so some of the things she does are a little irrational because she's, like, heat of the moment caught up, and she has to deal with all these coping mechanisms, and obviously, like, her life is being manipulated, so it sends her into panics all the time. So there's a lot. There's some mental health stuff in there. So I love it. I've been writing this book since April 11th of 2022, which I know is coming up, so that'll be a special video that I'm super excited to film next week for my 1 year as a writer. Yeah, I'm very, very excited to kind of share that with you. And so we're gonna do more, like, meet the characters stuff on my stories over on Instagram. Maybe after I do my Instagram stuff, I'll do a YouTube video here as well. I want to make sure that everything on my platforms is separated. And I feel like TikTok's just going to be filler. So after I do it on TikTok, after I do it on Instagram, after I do it on YouTube, then you'll probably get, like, whatever I decide on TikTok of, like, this is how I think this character would react to this thing, and this is what happened when they did this, and that's probably what you'll see on TikTok. But, you know, we're just vibing with it. Before this video ends, because it's like 20 minutes now, which, like, time flies, right? I want to do a very special part of the video for Miss Calliope. Jada is, so my writing partner, I talked about her briefly in the last video, Jada Calliope. She's very important to me. She is linked on my link tree. If you would go support her, that would be fantastic. She's also has a highlight on my Instagram that you can go see, and she's got her stuff in there. So Jada's actually a childhood friend of mine. She is honestly like a sister to me. She is very, very close to me. And so she's also my writing partner. She thankfully does my editing for me and helps me with that. Helps me be decisive in, you know, deciding new scenes. She's incredibly motivating, and, like, helps me with, you know, just keep going. You know, we're very, keep going, keep writing, keep challenging. Like, you can do it. You can do it. It's also, like, this character and this character do good. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we're very supportive of each other, and, she's part of the reason that I kept writing, and she's part of the reason that I am where I am today. She helps me be very decisive. Let's be honest with you. We make decisions for each other. Without her, I'd be nowhere. And she listens to me complain all the time. 90% of what we talk about is book related. 90% of it. Yep. It's okay though. I think yeah. She's absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. There was something else that I was going to say about her. Yeah. So yeah, Jada and I grew up as, like, sisters. We've known each other since we were, like, 7 years old. Oh, fun fact, I started writing my book, and then I was like, hey, I'm writing a book. Do you want to read it? Like, do you want to, like, help me out here? And then she started writing, and she was like, oh my god, I'm writing a novel too. We did it together? Oh my god, do we have like telepathy or something? Anyways, I started referring to her as my writing partner, and then she started doing it, and it's like unbreakable bond. Like, it is just absolutely insane. It's crazy. It's so crazy that we were able to do that, and she is now on chapter 20. I am now on chapter 20 as you were watching this video. We'll see if that's where you are, you know, in a few years. She wants to publish as well. Her book is a very different genre. I don't know if she wants me to share that. It is on her Instagram though, so you can go and share that. She is a fantasy writer. It's so different. I'm thriller mystery. She's fantasy. She's got like a whole like fancy like world building, all that stuff going on. I think today at Writers Club we were literally looking at like the Loch Ness Monster and stuff like that, which she did not use in her book, but like we were looking at these like fancy like creature things for inspiration, and oh my lord, I don't know how she does it. She's just an amazing person who, like, I don't know guys, she just figures it out, and she, oh my god, it's fantastic. Anyways, this video's, I kind of like it. I love talking about my book and stuff. I've finally been able to like start sharing my work, and it feels really good. It feels good to be able to be like, yes, this is my book. I'm writing a book. I'm gonna publish a book. My parents are so supportive of this, by the way. Like, I love everybody in my life who's been able to be like, that's amazing, because that keeps me going. It pushes me to keep going in the hard times where I'm like, Instagram's not doing great, or TikTok is flopping. No, these people push me to keep going because they're there. I know they're there, and I know they're supportive, and they want to see me do great things. So, anyways, thank you for watching this video. I thank you for coming on my journey of being a writer and following up on manipulation. Oh, it feels so good to say that. Like, it genuinely feels so good. It would mean so much to me if you could go check out my Instagram. You'll probably get faster updates over there just because they'll be daily, but you'll get more in-depth updates here that you can see. But thank you for watching this video and getting to know me as a writer. I appreciate it. And we will see you in the next vlog. And hopefully it is writing related, but we will see.